Hi all, welcome to week 2. This week you will be starting your literacy narratives and brainstorming those in your discussion and outlining them. And then you will also be getting ready for your grammar test and taking your grammar test at the end of the week. So let's get started with that. First, here is the literacy narrative assignment sheet. Up here at the top, there are 2 different samples of literacy narratives from others in my class that have already that made A's. So you can look at both of those. This one is by a guy who was in the military for 20 years and needed to get better at reading so that he could move up in the ranks. And this one is about a lady who took a speech class her first year of college and was terrified of public speaking and had to learn how to get over that. Both of those are forms of literacy. So you will you can read over these, and then on this video I'll explain more about what my expectations are for this paper. You're not going to write that paper yet. You're going to brainstorm and prepare for it first. But make sure you go through that video and you go through all of the instructions here so that you're ready for that. You'll actually write that paper next week. All right, so brainstorming here. This is where you will discuss your ideas. So on here, if you open this up, you'll be able to see 4 prompts here about different topics that you could write this kind of paper about. So what you'll do is write at least 5 sentences for each one of these 4 prompts by Wednesday at midnight and post them here. You don't have to do a Google Doc or anything like that for discussion boards. You're just posting them down here. Yeah, so anyway, first, in a paragraph, tell us a good experience that you had with reading and writing. This could be sitting on your grandma's couch learning how to read. This could be with like Goodnight Moon or something like that. This could be an essay that you worked really hard on and got a good grade on. It could be a book series that you read that was really inspiring to you and made you want to read more. Anything like that is fine. Next, tell us about a time you struggled with communicating. Maybe you had to speak to someone who uses a different language. Maybe you had to learn to communicate on the basketball court. What issues did you have to overcome and how? So if you had to learn the playbook in football, if you had to learn all of the different jargon that people use at your fast food restaurant, if you had to learn American Sign Language to communicate to a family member or something like that, talk about that. Tell us about a skill you had to learn. This could be something like how to do a job, like work at McDonald's or work at a coffee shop, how to fix cars, how to drive a car, how to play a sport. Something, it doesn't have any necessarily have to do with reading and writing, but all of these are forms of literacy. This is a skill that you have to learn to apply to something in the outside world. So how did you learn that literacy and how has it affected your life? What skills did you have to learn to master it? So if you had to learn to play a sport, what were the skills that you had to learn to get good at that sport? How did you learn how to hit a baseball? How did you have to learn how to work together with your teammates? That kind of thing. Finally, number 4. For the above examples, tell us about a person who helped you with one of these questions. So that could be your grandma helping you learn how to read. That could be your coach helping you learn how to communicate in the basketball court, something like that. Who were they? How did they help you? What were some things what were some things about them that made them good at helping you? Yeah. So just add on to whichever one of these you have the most, whichever one you feel is the best response that you have. And tell us about a person that helped you with that. So that's by Wednesday. You need to have all 4 of those questions answered. And then part 2, respond to at least 3 peer posts by midnight on Sunday with a couple of sentences. Which one of their answers did you find the most interesting and why? Would you like to know more about something? What would you, if you play the same sport somebody's talking about, what's something that they could add to this? Anything like that is fine. Okay. Next, we're going to shift gears and go to grammar. These 2 short practice tests are exactly what they sound like. They are examples of what the Grammar Bootcamp test will be like. The questions are the same. They're not the exact same questions, but they're the same format of questions, and they cover the same topics. You can take these as many times as you want to in order to get 100 on them, and you should, because they are free hundreds. So take these questions. It's 20 altogether. Pay attention to the answers. Why did you get the questions right that you got right? Why did you get them wrong if you got them wrong? And make sure that you get hundreds on these before you move on. This is optional. This is more grammar questions and answers that you can take. This is not for a grade. If you want to complete these, you can. You can go through this practice document that is here and answer all of these questions, and then down here at the bottom I have the answers to the same one if you want to review and see which ones were right. Alright, and finally, at the end of the week, you're going to take the Grammar Bootcamp test. This is 10% of your overall grade. You will need Proctorio, the thing that you downloaded last week, in order to be able to take it. And you will also need to have a webcam and a microphone in order to be able to take it. So make sure that you have all of those. It only gives you one opportunity to take it. If you have technical issues, let me know, and we'll figure something out. But make sure that you have stable internet connection. A landline is best. Make sure that you've got Proctorio ready to go on your computer and you're on Google Chrome. And then make sure that you've studied as well. And this is 50 questions, and you will have an hour to take it. It's due by Sunday at 11:59. So make sure that you are prepared for that. And good luck with it. It's usually not that hard. Most people do pretty well on it. And like I said, if you have any technical problems, send me a message and we'll figure it out. Alright guys, that's everything for this week. Some literacy narrative stuff and a bunch of grammar stuff. This is the last day that last time we'll be working on this kind of intensive grammar stuff. And after this, it'll all be paper writing. Alright, best of luck. See you guys in the discussions.